I think we should be good to go. Are you good to go, Rose? I know you don't have to get into the game, but you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Hmm.
So welcome everyone. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're playing The Sims, and we're going to try a challenge called the Black Widow Challenge, which Rose will probably provide some rules for us. I've just got a new game open up here with just a new character ready to build, so we're going to start building her and see how far we can get with probably getting the character build, getting her all her outfits picked out and all that, and hopefully getting it where she will be ready to go to start being a Black Widow.
And also, we're finally going to finish talking about Samantha Wolford because we definitely forgot. But, we got there eventually.
Okay. Um, so we're not going to take the quiz because there are specific traits we actually need to have for her, and we can go ahead and put those in. So the challenge, like I said, is the Black Widow challenge. Do you want to tell us, just for the beginning part, what the specific traits are?
And the specific traits:
I mean, I can if you.
materialistic, snob, and romantic.
So this first one's her aspiration, which has to be love. So
Yes, with the subcategory being the serial romantic.
so that's going to give her her aspiration and that she's alluring. Sims are more successful at romantic than others. So that will be fun for her. Then we are going to pick her traits, which are also preset. So, like she said, she needs to be materialistic, snob, and romantic. So let's see where they are. So I've played The Sims for a little while. Rose has not, though she's heard me talk about it. Um, you what?
I'm talking to my dog.
Oh, I'm not super great at. I'm probably better than Minecraft, probably because there's less, things to have go wrong. I probably skipped the other ones and I'm just not seeing them. Um, oh, there's materialistic, and then we need snob as well. No, we've got snob.
Mm-hmm.
The other one we need is romantic.
No, romantic's the first one.
Romantic's the first one.
But
No,
the aspiration has to be love, with the subcategory being the serial romantic.
no, romantic's another one down here. There. And then one that they don't have is the dislikes and likes, because I think that's a new thing that they've added. So the challenge doesn't actually have that. I don't even know if I've played with the dislikes and likes. Our options are everybody needs a favorite color. Sims can ask other Sims about the favorite color, and children Sims can take it in a step, can take it a step further. We've got a music one, which is similar to that, and an activity one. What are we thinking? So, color, we get to pick her favorite color. Yeah, this is brand new. I've never seen this before, so this is kind of cool. What do you think her favorite color should be, Rose?
I have no clue. What are our options?
Basically, any color. I would think maybe because she's Black Widow, maybe her favorite color might be black. So maybe she really likes black and likes red. Can you do that as like the two favorite colors? Yeah. And maybe she really dislikes like pink and blue, or I don't know. Let's give her some dislikes so she can maybe. I wonder if she can get in fights about it or something.
That would be strange. I've never gotten in a fight about color.
Let's say she dislikes yellow and green and orange. She really dislikes those colors and brown.
That's
Um,
just because you dislike those colors.
it's just a what?
That's just because you dislike those colors.
No, I was thinking maybe she thinks that like those aren't like strong enough or passionate enough or something. I don't know. I've never seen this part before. I think this is a really cool update. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays in the game. We've got music options too. If anybody's played with this part before and knows how it works, I'd love to hear some advice on it because we've got a lot of different music options too. So alternative music, blues music. I feel like she probably doesn't like blues music or alternative. She's like, I'm thinking a refined character. So classical music
Mm-hmm.
she probably really likes. I feel like she probably doesn't like electronica either or hip hop.
She probably likes romance music.
What about the kids? So she's got kids and lullabies. I feel like she's neutral on those. Pop music, you think she likes that? I feel like neutral.
Yes,
She likes pop.
I think so.
I think she probably likes retro too because she probably thinks it's like it's better than today's music. You're right. She probably likes romantic. Let me get back down here. Um, S pop. Not 100% sure what that is.
Spanish.
Oh, Spanish pop. She probably is neutral on that. Singer songwriter she probably likes because those are kind of romantic, you know.
Uh-huh.
Spooky probably neutral. Strange tunes probably neutral. And winter holiday music I'm thinking neutral. And then let's see the last one. Activities. So she gotta like cooking because we have to go for the cooking. We gotta fully go through all of the cooking to get her to the highest level there. Let's see. What does she probably dislike? I feel like she doesn't like fishing. That seems probably below her, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
I think she might like mixology because that would help with her dating life.
Yeah, probably.
Let's see what else. She probably likes painting too because that seems kind of like a romantic, snobbish thing to do. Same for piano. Oh, that's all the ones we can do. Let's see if there's anything else we want to change up. Research, robots, rocket science, video games, violin. So I feel like let's see. Is there one that we think is more important than these, like change the color or something for an activity?
Not that I know of.
I feel like this is pretty good. So that'll be an interesting one to see. So she can have up to 20 likes and dislikes, which is really interesting that she can have that many. I've never seen that before, so we're going to see how that plays out. I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, no, we still can't save. I'm trying to remember where we could save because sometimes I forget to, which is concerning. And I don't remember where lifespan is to set. This is personality. But we'll have to check that in a second. New game. Yes, new game. Hello, and welcome back. We are glad that you are here with us. So we're trying out The Sims. And we're going to start designing kind of what she looks like. So do we have a vision, we think, Rose?
I have absolutely no vision.
Well,
I came in with no useful information or anything to be useful with.
That's less than helpful. I'm thinking kind of, I don't know, I have this picture, because we're going for a Black Widow, right? Of kind of this, like, going off of, I guess, a femme fatale kind of thing, so she looks very classically beautiful. Let's see how we can get into it. And, kind of playing off the dark colors, so we can change her skin tone. I think it looks pretty good like this. We'll see how it looks with her hair. Let's do the hair first. So maybe hairstyle first. And okay. I'll change it to a darker color. Do we think black, or are we thinking something a little bit lighter than black? Like a...
You like black, she'd probably dye her hair black.
That's true. Okay, so let's go with this one. I think it's a deeper black, a more blue base. And then we want something that makes her say, I'm a snob.
Very similar with the Black Widow movie being out right now. The Black Widow's not really a Black Widow.
I mean, it does go with the name, though. So I'm looking for a hairstyle that we think maybe, I don't know, says, I think I'm a snob and I want to date a lot. I don't know. Does that hairstyle say that?
No, she'd have long hair.
Well, the one I have right now has long hair. I don't know. I know it's delayed for you a little bit. And I have, so this is the base game of Sims 4, and then I've got a couple expansion packs, just what I've had from playing over the years, but they won't really interact that much. It'll just basically give us a couple different costume options and stuff. So I think that one's kind of pretty.
I think it is too, the curly one.
Yeah. I think that looks kind of like she's really done her hair up. Is taking her time to try and get these men. Okay, so let's pick. That basically is all just set. I don't think she needs a hat. We can look at her accessories, but we can come back to those for her outfit when we start doing into that. Because right now I'm just really trying to get the body done. Let's see. Oh, those are the different tones. It's been a while since I've messed around seriously with those because I'm not super great at those.
And they definitely wear earrings.
Well, you should definitely what?
You would definitely wear earrings.
On her base outfit. Okay, so this is her. What do they call it? I think they just call it everyday. We've got some studs, some longer things. I feel like she's more into like a dangle. Maybe just a hoop, a basic hoop. in a basic
I feel
color.
like her every day is gonna be like dramatic, if that makes sense. Like you wouldn't wear it every day,
Okay.
but she definitely is, you know?
Then maybe these look kind of dramatic and they come in gold. I feel like she's gold, a gold person, because gold is more expensive. You can't really see them with her hair, but we'll go with those. I also feel like she probably wears sunglasses or glasses of some sort. So let's see, but I don't know how they're gonna look on her. Let's try some
I don't think
glasses.
she does it all the time though.
That's true. Maybe just on her like workout outfit or something like that. We've also got some necklaces. I don't know if she needs a necklace. We might come back to that when we pick out her outfit and see if we can find one that goes. But this gold one might look good. You can't see it with where I'm zoomed in at. It's too far. Let's put that on. There. I think that's kind of cute. Just that simple kind of hoop thing. This one, oh, this one's the one. It's a heart. There we go. That's the way to go. Because, you know, she's all about love. Um, let's go to the next thing. And while I'm kind of messing with her body, let's, and shaping her, do you want to start kind of recapping the story? And then I can ask you kind of what you're thinking about the look?
Yes. So, last week, before the squirrels attacked May's house, we were talking about Samantha Walford, and we never finished because there's all this stuff about the trial that's pretty interesting. But because you guys may not have been here during that, or you may not remember, I don't expect you to. I barely remember things most of the time. I'm gonna do a quick recap, and then I'll actually like in depth go through the rest of the stuff that I was gonna go through, but we're just gonna recap the rest of it. We're not gonna go quite as in depth because that would take too long. So Samantha Walford is a woman. Her big dream wanted to be a YouTube star, wanted to be famous, wanted to be an actress. Any of those were acceptable. If you're real into this, you can go online. Her YouTube channel's still up, and you can watch all the videos there. There's 88 of them. They're all like 3 to 4 minutes, but it will take you forever. I watched a couple of them. They're not incredibly well done, not incredibly good, but
I don't know if we can really speak to that. Ours aren't incredibly well done either.
We don't just pick up the camera and talk to it about our personal life issues.
I feel like this is a pretty good body size. I don't know. I don't do a ton of the body editing because I always feel like I make them look a little bit awkward. But she's not too big, not too skinny, a little bit fit. I feel like that makes her look kind of good. I put her in her bathing suit so we could actually see kind of what was going on. I was gonna mess with her. Let's do her makeup now for her everyday outfit and kind of get into those. But if you think that's a good body size, but we can also. And like I said, I'm not great at messing with the face and stuff. I always feel like I'm gonna kind of, you know, mess it up. I was gonna pull her cheekbones in a little bit because, you know, she's supposed to be a snob. But I don't want to mess too much with anything. Maybe make her nose a little smaller. Like maybe she got some work done or something.
He probably did. From one of her husbands. Anyway, she lived in Mount Pleasant, Texas. She was always described as being real motherly, real caring. And when she was 19, she got pregnant with her high school boyfriend and she had twins.
Yeah, twins run in her family. Or something.
Yes. Then after this, she met a man named Ernie Ibarra on Facebook. He was described as reliable, intelligent, he was a bookworm, he was real into computers and gaming. And he had a good job. He had a job at the local baseball bat manufacturer, doing something with that. I don't know what to do with that because I don't understand how baseball bats are manufactured.
It's very interesting from what I've seen how they're manufactured.
But I don't truly understand how it works because I am easily confused. But they instantly click. They have a good time. The only problem they really have is Ernie's not real keen on his personal information being shared with the world on YouTube. Even though she doesn't get a ton of views or anything, he's like, I'm not all about that. Overall, I would like not to have my personal things shared on YouTube. Anyway, then he goes
Which
to
I
prison
think
for
is
intent to abuse.
understandable, especially since she's kind of a bit of an oversharer, and it sounds like, I mean, she either accused did, and it'd be interesting to know, and I don't know if you know this because you didn't want to watch through every video, which is understandable. It'd be interesting to know if she shared anything about the alleged assault, or if she kept that to herself.
No, she talked about it on.
So that could be why he doesn't want it shared. If it's true and he is assaulting her, then that's a good reason to not want things shared. And if it's not true, there's another good reason to not want everything shared.
But then he goes to prison for assaulting a police officer. He goes for about a year. But it really matures him. He really wants to start a family. So he goes and he asks Samantha after he's out of prison, not while he's in prison, which is something some people don't want to do. He says, I want to adopt your children. I want you to move in. We're going to really have a family. And then Samantha gets pregnant with twins again in 2011. They're real excited about this. It does make finances a little bit tight, but Ernie says, don't worry about it. He picks up another job at Little Caesars. He works nights at Little Caesars. And he's always exhausted and he's never home, and that kind of puts some tension in the relationship. So he says, Samantha, will you get a job? And she says, I'm just going to take YouTube more seriously. And surprisingly, he's supportive of it. He says, you're right. If you could get your YouTube going, you could probably make some money, So he supports her on this. But she doesn't make money. She just starts neglecting the kids in-house and then using the kids for views. So Ernie leaves her because he goes, I'm not dealing with it.
Did he take the kids? Because I'm sorry, leaving her and not taking the kids seems even more irresponsible. It's like, I think you're, not handling the kids well, but I'm going to remove the supervision that makes sure the kids maybe are taken care of well. I'm going to, and I understand there's different situations, and we don't know his and we don't know everybody else's. That just seems like you're putting in the kids in a worse position, because now if they are being neglected, no one else is there to, know about it,
Yeah. But no, he does not take the kids. He leaves them there. However, his sister feels guilty and starts helping out, especially after Samantha gets injured when a baby changing station falls in her in Walmart. And we talked about this last time, but why didn't she sue?
Yeah, I don't understand that, because people sue Walmart every day. I took one of the classes I took at my university. They had a representative of Walmart. It was a class on food science come and talk. So they came and talked about how food labeling and how Walmart, it's Walmart's such a big company, it's worldwide. They get sued every day, right? It's not a big deal for them unless it's a huge suit. And so I don't understand why she didn't, do that. I feel like a lot of them, I don't know if this is true, but I feel like probably if there's so many suits, a lot of them are getting settled out, not for millions, but for little bits here and there. And she could have gotten some of that money and had a better life for her and her children, and not had to stress about YouTube as much.
But she didn't. So instead we can just all go, why didn't she sue? So she's, she's doing her, she's in pain or whatever. So his sister starts helping out, and he decides to try the relationship again, which maybe wasn't his best decision he's ever made. But she does it again. They start dating again.
What do we think of this facial structure?
You're still adjusting it for me, but it looks okay.
I think, I don't know if we're actually much different from where we started, but let's go with that. We can change a few more things, but I think this is pretty good.
But anyway, she gets pregnant again. Neither of them really want this baby, but they have it anyway. But then the drama in the relationship happens. It's very dramatic. It's a really big problem, okay? Ernie's online avatar marries another girl, gamer's online avatar, online.
This is the part I just don't understand. Why?
Samantha's so angry.
Yeah, well, I don't get this. Because it's not like this is an accident. It's not like this is hard, to figure out. Why
Mhm.
did he do it? And why didn't he just be like, hey, it's a game, man. Don't freak out about it.
Well, she is angry, very upset. So to repay for this, to like make it up to her, he agrees to marry her, which I don't think is the basis
A
of the start of
great
a
way to
relationship.
start a marriage.
Yes. Um, but after this, Samantha begins to claim that Ernie's abusing her. She does actually report him to the police once, and he gets arrested, but nothing ever comes from it. So either they couldn't find evidence, or she dropped the charges, or something. But most people believe that Ernie didn't actually abuse her, but who knows? Um. Anyway, 19th of February, 2015. Samantha's 25. Ernie's like 2 years older. Doesn't really matter. Middle of the night, Samantha calls her mom. She's having a breakdown. Obviously, her mom's concerned. She's screaming, yelling, saying, "There's been a break in. They took my husband. I'm tied up on the floor of my bedroom." Obviously, her mom freaks out. And she goes, "What the heck do you mean?" She says, "When I was sleeping, 3 men broke in, ripped me out of my bed, tied me up, and started beating up Ernie. And now they've taken him. He's gone, and I'm still tied up on the bed." So her mom freaks out. Her mom calls the mom's sister, so Aunt Ginger, who's closer to Samantha's house, says, "Go, there's been a break-in, Samantha's tied up, I've called the police, just go figure out what's going on, there's children in the house, what's going on?" There's 5 children, 5 of them. So
Because
she
there's,
does,
wait, how is there five? I'm confused. I feel like we've missed one.
there's got the twins and one child.
When did maybe I missed the one child, or maybe I just got confused because there were so many. I don't want kids, and so five sounds like a lot and was overwhelming.
5 is a lot of children. She goes upstairs, she finds Samantha still tied up, she unties her, obviously. Then she gets worried about the kids, and she's like, "Where the heck are the 5 children? There's 5 of them. What if I miscounted them? There's 4, problems occur."
I
She
doubt she
goes,
said that, but it'd be
finds
funny if
all
she did.
still asleep, all in the same room, which normally they slept in their own rooms. I don't know if they all had their own rooms, but they slept in separate rooms. And they somehow slept through a break-in, their dad getting kidnapped, their mom screaming on the phone to their grandmother, someone coming upstairs, probably not trying to keep quiet, and untying their mom, and then coming and finding them. And then Aunt Ginger notices
Does seem like a lot to sleep through.
that, okay, how did you call your mom? She says, "I called with my nose," which is possible. I tried it.
I appreciate the research Rose is putting in here to these stories.
I had to try. I need to know. And then she also knows Samantha's car's missing. She's like, "Where the heck is your car, Samantha?" And she says, "Oh, it's just not supposed to be here right now. Don't worry about it."
Which is kind of shady.
And then the police arrive. Samantha shows them around the house. There's body cam footage of this. There's footage of everything in this case. If you want to go watch all of it, feel free. The police are looking around and they're like, "This looks incredibly staged. Nothing has been stolen except for your husband."
Did they say that? The only thing stolen was your husband?
No, that's what I said. So they take Samantha in for questioning because they're thinking, "This is suspicious. Why did all these men break in and leave like the TV and just take your husband? Why would they come and bother you? Why, if you were asleep, like they could steal all kinds of stuff and probably not wake you up, apparently."
Or the kids who can just sleep through anything. That would not have been my experience. That's why I just, part of the recap, one of the things she said in the previous episode is like they may have been drugged, which I think.
We're gonna get there.
Oh, we're going to get there?
Mm-hmm.
I just think that must have been what happened because there's no way, I don't know. They're very young children to just, not wake up from anything. To honestly not just wake up randomly, even if not from the noise, because children a lot of times don't sleep through the night at that age.
No, they don't. And also, the door was broken into pieces when the police arrived, which means there obviously was some kind of noise of the break-in. But anyway, so they take her in. Here's the story she tells. She says, "I was asleep. These 3 men broke in. I didn't know anything about it until I was ripped out of my bed, thrown to the floor, and they started to beat up Ernie. Then they tied me up and I couldn't do anything, and they kidnapped Ernie and they took his cell phone."
One thing that's also suspicious, I don't know if it goes with every crime, but the fact that in one of our other stories you said, well, if they're not covered up with the blanket and their face is not covered, it means the parents didn't do it. maybe they do have this kind of specific information. Wouldn't you think that as they're beating up Ernie, they'd be saying things? In the movies, they're always saying things like, you
Well,
stole
she
our
didn't tell
money,
me.
give it back. That, something. It'd be more than just we're punching him in silence.
Well, maybe they were just punching him in silence. That's a fun picture. But I don't know what they did.
I think that is
Anyway.
a good dramatic look. What do you think of her makeup? I feel like it's got potential.
It is dramatic.
I thought the double lip tone. I have a lipstick that claims to do this all in one thing, and I've never gotten it to work. I feel like that, kind of brings in. I still feel like her cheeks are off though. It's probably because I edited them at all, and that was a mistake of my part.
I don't know how to
Maybe
help you
that.
here.
Okay, I feel like that's pretty good for her dramatic face. Now we need her dramatic everyday outfit.
Anyway, they say, well, could you see any of the men? Did you tell anything? And she said, no, they were all wearing masks. And they were all dressed in black, and I couldn't see anything. Well, they say, well, they took Ernie's cell phone, you say. And she says, yes, they did. And he says, well, we can track that. Don't you worry. We can track that. And they do. They get a ping on the cell phone. They go in and they tell her that. They say, don't worry, we're going to find your husband. She goes, oh, that's wonderful. My relationship with my husband was perfect. How many times have I told you that? Like 47 at this point? My relationship with my husband was perfect. Not
Did
a
she
single
just keep
issue
repeating that?
happened in this relationship. Yes.
Well, that's not suspicious at all. This is, again, when they say, by the way, I'm not crazy, and then tell you something that sounds crazy, maybe you should go with your first instinct. That's
She was
kind of
also
cute.
flirting with a knife.
In purple, maybe? Pink? No, I like in purple better. Maybe
Uh.
that. I think that's our first
Then-
option.
Okay. Then, early in the morning, she goes, you know what? I have a suspicion. She calls it a suspicion. She goes, a suspicion. When I was visiting my friend Charlotte, she had a C-section in the hospital after having her child. Her
Maybe just
boyfriend-
this Yeti one.
What?
I think this might be a good option.
Gotta remember my things behind, so I don't know.
Well, eventually you'll see it, and I think it's a good option.
Oh, the Yeti costume?
I think that might get them in. Excited.
That would. I think it would. Do the Yeti costume. It's very
No.
committed Yeti.
Full body, yeah.
Full body, and it looks like one suit, all attached.
You just zip your way up in that. It'd be great to go to the bathroom in. Maybe she just comes in a wedding dress every day. I'm just already in that.
Okay.
No, I'm just still trying to find something that says I'm dramatic, but I can also, work around the house.
Anyway, so she says I have a suspicion. When I was visiting my friend Charlotte for her C-section, her boyfriend, who happened to just have been released from prison, his name's Jonathan Sanford, was talking to me about how I should not be treated that way. The abuse I was possibly suffering, horrible. He says, you know what, Samantha? My friend Samantha, who I've met twice. Me and my brother-in-law, Jose, we could take care of it. We could take Ernie out of the picture. She said to the police, I don't know what he meant by taking Ernie out of the picture. That confused me. I didn't know what he was talking
And
about.
I didn't ask for clarification.
No, I didn't. I just assumed that it was okay. And I didn't give any verbal confirmation. I didn't do anything. We had this conversation and I left. And I thought my friend
Well, that's
Charlotte's
an
a
interesting
great
one.
man.
Yeah, the just released from prison man. I'm sorry. That's the one of the things where I would not be a good cop. I would, because my interviews would go something like, "What do you mean you've never seen a TV show before? You don't know what take care of me?" I would not
Apparently she
be,
doesn't.
impartial.
Anyway,
She could
they
be
say,
an
well,
ice
we can
princess.
find this Jonathan, and they do, and they bring him in, and he goes, I did it. You're right, I did it. You brought me in for the correct crime. I committed this. You know who else committed it? Samantha. And they went, we had a suspicion, as she had one about you, that possibly she did something.
I
He
hope
said,
they all talked like this when they were in there. I think this
I'm
is the
sure they
outfit.
did.
Well, not the whole outfit, but the top part of the outfit.
They said, he said, let me tell you the story. Me and Jose and my acquaintance Octavius, we all broke in and we kidnapped Ernie. And they went, okay, that makes sense. And he says, but let me tell you the full story. And they say, why didn't you do that in the first place? They say the initial plan was to get Ernie on a drugs charge. We were going to put meth in his car and get him arrested. That was our first plan, and they would go, okay. And they say, but we met with Samantha and Octavius and Jose, and we were going to figure out the plan. But then things started going a little off the rails. We got a little wild and crazy when we met up to do this plan. So then me and my brother-in-law Jose, we asked Samantha how she would feel about Ernie dying, and she kind of goes, "Are you serious?" And we go, "We're serious." And she goes, "Oh." And then we say, "Well, Samantha, if you want him dead, just leave your door open. Don't worry about it." Which I assume means if the door is locked, they just plant the drugs in his car and go on their way, go on their merry little way.
But she thought about it and agreed. Apparently, that's what I guess we're finding out. She was in favor of it.
I don't know if that was discussed, but that's what I'm assuming with the just leave the door unlocked, was we have two plans now, plan A and plan B. And then Jonathan goes, wait, you have 5 children, those are an issue. And Samantha goes, don't you worry about that.
The criminal has some morals.
Make them fall asleep.
You know, he's got some morals about the children seeing it. I don't know, I just am not feeling this outfit.
I'm sorry. But yes, he doesn't want the children to witness their father being kidnapped, but he doesn't mind the mother drugging the children so they don't witness their father being kidnapped.
You have to have a line somewhere. You know, you gotta draw the line somewhere.
So then they drive to Samantha's house in her car, drop her off at her house, take her car, and leave. They go to Walmart to pick up the essentials for murder. I don't know what those essentials are, but they go and they pick them up. They also pick up Jose.
It's upsetting to me that they didn't provide a list.
I'm sorry.
You know, just for anybody who's needing that.
But then they start smoking the meth that I thought was their backup option, but maybe just wasn't an option at this point. Maybe she'd gone, oh, I'm going to leave the door unlocked. I guess when you don't say, heck no.
They assume yes.
Yeah, heck no, I don't want my husband murdered.
I could see that, because you'd think your first reaction would be, no, I just want him kidnapped. We, you know, or framed for drug charges. We went over this.
Anyway, they go back to the house. The door is unlocked. And they go, oh, so we're murdering a man tonight. Apparently, that is not a thing that they have to, like, mentally prepare for. They're like, no, we decided 2 hours ago we were murdering someone, and here we go. So they go up and they start beating up Ernie. But here's the thing. She's awake. She's watching this.
See, that's kind of creepy.
She's watching her husband get beaten up. She's not asleep, isn't tied up. None of these are issues. They put Ernie in the car, along with his cell phone, for some strange reason.
Because, again, they've never watched a crime movie where it says those things can be tracked. You know?
And then they are like, Samantha, we should tie you up to make your story more believable. And she's like, oh, okay, but let me just call someone so that way someone can come get me untied up. So she calls her mom, having this breakdown on the phone with just, like, these guys in the background just, like, vibing, I guess. I mean, they don't say they left the room, and she hasn't tied up yet. So, first of all, she did not dial the phone with her nose.
So you did all that testing for nothing.
Yes. Second of all,
I'm thinking this
she's
gold
having
dress.
this fake breakdown, and these 3 dudes who are gonna murder her husband are just, like, standing back there, like, twiddling their thumbs. What are they doing?
Well, is Ernie still there, too? Maybe, you know, more beaten up. Oh, he's in the car. Because I was like, I could just pour Ernie, his life's flashing before his eyes as she's telling this, you know, story to her mother. What about this lovely outfit, this number? It goes with our gold theme. It's a little short, but I feel like maybe it says, you know, I'm a single and ready to mingle. I mean, it looks like something I'd wear to say that. You know, bright gold, one strap. I own this dress? Yes, exactly. I feel like this maybe is the way to go. I don't know where this accessory came from, but I'll need to handle that. Oh, it's under accessories. There we go.
So then they take Ernie to a nearby camp, and Jose shoots him in the back of the head. So Ernie's dead.
That was just quick. Just skip from one thing to another right there, Rose.
The police go, hey, could you take us to the body? And he goes, of course, Mr. Policeman, and takes them to the body, just directly there. No weaving around, no shortcuts, just they're at the body.
Does she need full
He's
length
very
gloves?
cooperative for someone who just murdered someone. And then the police, he's like, can I have the name of Jose and Octavius? And he said, yes, here's their full legal names and their addresses. And
Again,
they're all charged for murder.
okay, not a great criminal, you know, we've been over this. And also, didn't he just get out of...
legal names and their addresses, but I feel like he would at this point.
Didn't he just get out of jail, too?
Yes.
See, shouldn't he have been a little bit more wary of, like, you know, man, I know that the judge said something about parole, and I wasn't sure what that meant, but this seems against it.
Either way, you're right, he's not a good criminal, but he is incredibly cooperative.
Well, that, I guess, earns some points somehow. I'm thinking the fishnets.
That seems applicable.
Either that or these stripedy things.
Now we get to the stuff I actually haven't covered. So everyone who's been bored this whole time, you won't be anymore. Or you may be, I don't know. The trial. Samantha gets into the trial. She goes, no. I'm innocent. No. I was innocent because when the police confront her about, hey, we just had a man who's incredibly cooperative and possibly the worst criminal we've ever met say, you agreed to having your husband murdered. And she goes, I would never. And they go, we trust him more than you. I don't know if they'd say that, but that's what I would say.
So I think
And
this
they
is her
charge her.
finished everyday look, which seems more like a nighttime look to me, although maybe her lipstick shouldn't be purple then. Okay, hold on, never mind. I was gonna say check it out, Rose, and tell me what you think, but I think I need to make some edits.
Okay.
So keep going.
I will continue speaking.
I want to change her makeup. Oh, there we go. No, don't X that, dang it.
So they charge her with murder. When they get to the court, she pleads not guilty. She says, I did not do this. No, never. So the prosecutor at this point, really, he's just having to prove that she was involved in the planning of the murder. And then they've got it covered. So she says, I didn't even really know Jonathan. I just went to visit my friend Charlotte after her C-section, and he was there. We talked like twice. How would I have planned a murder with this man? Because, you know, she hasn't seen, like, Two Strangers on a Train movie or whatever it is, where, you know, it's just two people who meet on a train and plan the murders of their husbands. Like, you don't have to know the person for him to murder.
I would like to know what, and I don't, maybe we'll get to this, but the part that I'm most interested in is whose idea was it? And I'm sure they probably never tell. But, you know, what truth is there behind, by the way, I heard you're being abused, I think we should kill your husband, just wanted to let you know that, you know? Versus,
Yes.
you know, her maybe asking, you know, I heard you had a criminal record, that kind of thing.
You do the criminal record. How do you feel about murder?
Because the idea that this criminal, who clearly has some morals that he, you know, just won't cross, like the, you know, letting the children see the violence, but not super strict morals that he won't let the children be drugged, you know, it just makes me wonder, where is that true? Is that part of his moral code that he does in fact think that the, you know, husbands who abuse their wives should be murdered and he's willing to participate in that?
He was there for his girlfriend because it was his child. He wasn't there for his girlfriend after she had her C-section.
Because he was busy with his plan.
No, he was there. He was
Yeah,
at
but
the hospital.
I-
He was being supportive.
How quickly afterwards did he leave for this murder?
I'm sure he went back. I don't know how long he has to be in the hospital for.
For a C-section, it's a couple days. That's why I would like to know if we knew. It'd be cool if we knew how soon after this murder, or how soon after the C-section the murder was committed. Maybe a gloss. Because
But either way, he's somewhat supportive of his girlfriend. Vaguely.
I don't think that justifies.
No. But either way, Jonathan is an incredibly honest man, is what we found out, because he gets into a trial and he says, actually, I was looking after all them 5 children. The day before the murder, I took them to Walmart. There's CCTV footage of it.
Did he take them to Walmart to
There
gather
is.
supplies for the murder?
No, this was a different time at Walmart. with the
Okay.
Children. There is CCTV footage of it. He was helping Samantha take care of the children the day before the murder. And she goes, no, I've never met this man.
What
But
about
I
gold
also allowed
lipstick?
him to take care of the children,
I just don't.
which, you know, is strange.
This is again, you know, if they'd ever seen a crime movie, they'd know that there is always CCTV camera footage.
Well, he's, I think, He's fully accepted that he's going to prison at this point.
See,
She
and that's
hasn't.
where, you said he was there for his girlfriend, but now he won't be there for his girlfriend.
Yeah, it's true. But he just, he goes, there's CCTV footage of me taking care of this woman's children. And I think she's the one who's thinking, I didn't know there was CCTV footage. Then we have our first witness, and someone who I have a couple of questions for. Jose's girlfriend. She says, hi, I'm the witness. I was actually in the house.
During
and
the
heard all
murder
this
stuff?
planning happening.
Oh, we heard the planning.
What?
I said during the
I
murder
heard-
and stuff?
No. I heard all this planning, and Samantha actively participating in the planning. Very engaged. And I go, well, what? You heard your brother, your husband, because he's this guy's brother-in-law. You heard your husband planning a murder, and you went, this is okay. I've heard all this detailed information, and I'm going to let it proceed.
Yeah, I don't get that either. I mean, I guess maybe if you're used to it, maybe he's committed some crimes before, But still, it seems like you'd want to prevent him going back to jail. And if he has committed crimes before, and that's why you're so used to this, isn't there like, a policy in most states that it's worse the second or third or whatever time?
Yes.
Okay, what about that face? I just can't get it where I'm happy with it, but I think this is where we're going to move on from. So I think we'll go to her next outfit, her next look, which is her formal look, I think. Let me see if it tells me. Every day. Yes, formal. So we gotta go even fancier.
Yes.
Okay.
Even fancier. So she says, Samantha's actively participating in the
Which isn't a good.
Come up and they say they heard Samantha say she wanted Ernie taken out.
But what does that really mean? I mean, can we really all know what that means? There's lots of interpretations.
Exactly. Did they hear her say she wanted him murdered? No, and she's claimed that she doesn't know what taken out means.
See, that maybe that was her brilliant plan, that she would just claim that all this was just she didn't know what it meant. She just heard lots of people saying it, so she started repeating it too.
But also, my favorite piece of evidence is apparently they found evidence of her trying to arrange a hitman.
Oh, so this is her second or third attempt, maybe, at attempting to get this guy.
Looking out for cash, maybe. That's exactly what taken out means.
Yes, it could just be that. Maybe this little red number.
He tried to arrange a hitman. And apparently did not hide the evidence of that incredibly well, because then the police found it and they were like, oh, hard to prove yourself innocent if you tried to arrange a hitman.
Yeah, there's, I guess computer evidence maybe of it, that she tried to do it. I think it'd be hard for her to get out of that.
Well, she's not very good with computers. Because she still had her phone in the interrogation room. The police told her, hey, we got a ping on her new cell phone. We got a ping on her new cell phone. We're gonna track that. So she goes out and she goes, I'm gonna call my mom. And they go, okay. And so she leaves the room. She does not call her mom. She texts Octavius and says, get rid of Ernie's phone. And then you know what she does to hide these text messages? She deletes them and says the police can't find them anymore.
Because the police, that's so true. They can't find them anymore.
Nope, not ever again. They can't find them. So she's obviously not super technologically savvy, which no wonder they found the evidence of her trying to hire a hitman.
I don't even know at this point if it's technologically savvy. It seems like she needed to watch some crime documentaries. I know that they're not intended for use in this situation, but they definitely have some just basics of what not to do.
Yeah, maybe don't take the phone in the first place. But anyway, after all of this evidence, they find Samantha guilty of kidnapping and murder, and she gets a 99-year sentence. With a 50-year sentence for aggravated kidnapping. So a lot of time. Jonathan and Jose, they both plead guilty, and they both get 50-year sentences. However, Octavius, our good acquaintance Octavius, he pled not guilty. and he got 93 years. So he made a mistake somewhere along the way.
Because what was the others? 53.
50 years.
Oh,
I'm sure because they pled guilty.
That's a lot
it's like,
less. Because like they may actually
Anyway,
get out.
Yes. Now you're going, okay, why did she murder her husband? He didn't seem to be that bad. He was obviously trying to take care of her 5 children.
And letting her pursue her YouTube dreams.
Yes. Like, they had some problems, but I think they could get past him marrying the gamer girl's avatar online.
I don't
they
know.
could have been able to get past it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they couldn't. So the first thing is maybe she was actually being abused. Like, maybe that's a real thing. But there's no evidence of it, other than her just claiming it to people. In which case, I don't understand. I don't know, I just don't get it. But maybe she was actually being abused. I'm not going to say she wasn't, because, I mean, she could have been, and we could just not know. But apparently there's, like, no evidence of it that you would expect.
Yeah,
And
you'd think there'd be... Did she ever report, like, with bruises or anything?
She showed bruises to Ernie's sister once, but they were, like, on her arms, and apparently nowhere else. So it's like, I hit my arms against something kind of thing. So I don't know. I'm not going to say she wasn't abused, because I don't think we should, because she could have been, and we could just not know, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But there's not, like, evidence of it that she could, like, if she went to court to say she was being abused, she could prove it, you know? And none of the children were being abused. Which normally, you know, it's the mom's being abused, the children are being abused, you know?
I don't know if that's always true, but I think it does say something that she's not.
A lot of the children were old enough at that point that they probably could tell.
Yeah, but would they? I don't know. That's the only reason I can see, because otherwise it's just like, why did you, bother doing that?
Another motive.
What?
Another motive.
I think this is our formal outfit. Oh wait, I guess I need to change shoes.
She was worried Ernie was going to leave her and fight for custody of the kids. And then what would she have? Nothing. Her sad YouTube channel and her friend Charlotte. That's it. That's all she'd have. Because I guess she was assuming Ernie would win the court battle, which I can see because he has a job.
Well, and it seems like he's the more, stable. He didn't freak out over the wedding.
The thing is, like, okay, moms almost always get the kids, especially in Texas.
I think that's the finished formal look.
Okay.
Now we're going to athletic.
We're going where?
Athletic.
Oh.
I feel like she's, tracksuit person.
Yes.
Okay, keep going.
But I guess she's assuming she wouldn't get the kids, probably because she doesn't have a job.
And I think that's
there
why.
May be other issues. I mean, if she knew where to acquire meth so easily, there might have been some other problems.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she had, reasons for knowing just for the murder.
In the third motive, and the one everyone likes to talk about, and there is some evidence for this, is she wanted to gain attention and become a YouTube star. So she wanted her husband to be murdered and her to be able to dramatically talk about it on her YouTube channel.
That's an interesting motive. See, that shows, and that's where it'd be interesting from, like, a psychological point of view. Is that, like, a delusion? She, like, actually thinks that will happen? Mm-hmm. Or, because I don't know if that's a normal thing for people to believe will happen.
I don't think it's normal for people to believe that will happen. However, the evidence that I found for this is she did, when she's in prison, she set up a P.O. box so her fans can send her things, which is not typical.
I think a lot of people in prison have P.O. boxes, though, don't they?
Second thing. Like, no, not like a P.O. box. I think you're assigned a P.O. box, but, like, she set one up so fans could send her things.
I don't know. There's a lot of, all the serial killers who have people and do that.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't think she was going for that vibe. I think she was going for I'm wrongly in prison vibe. But my second piece of evidence that I get to share because I had to read about it, and so you guys get to hear about it, is jailbabes.com.
What is
Their slogan is
jailbabes.com?
women in prison looking for pen pals.
Oh, how lovely.
They're sorted by age, so if you go to this website, you can sort by age. They have up to like 80 or 90, I can't remember. It's a strange time. It's a strange site, and simply put, not a fan of it. Personally, didn't enjoy looking at the site. What I learned from this, Samantha's incredibly short. She's like 4'11". She's tiny.
Well, that's, I guess, good information to have.
Second of all, I'm going to read you this verbatim because you get to have this lovely little blurb about you, and I thought you would really deeply enjoy getting to hear this blurb. I thought it might bring you joy. I know it brings you joy for these kind of things.
Well, we'll have to see what the blurb is. So is
There's
this
never a dull moment with me. I'm a
caffeine addict?
One. Edmund, stop screaming.
Edmund's upset. He would like to put his listing on jailbabes.com.
No, he's playing, and he's decided screaming's the way to play now. I'm a caffeine-addicted Mormon who loves to laugh and enjoy life to the fullest while in prison.
She's
doesn't
a
say
Mormon?
while in prison, but I'm adding that on because I feel like it's important.
She's Mormon? Did we just skip over that?
Apparently, she converted in prison.
They'll
Because I don't
they'll
think she
take
was Mormon in the first place, because the Mormons tend to be against the having children at 19 with your high school boyfriend.
I mean, they'll take anybody? I thought they
guess-
had, like, rules and things.
I don't know, but she claims she's a Mormon. I love to meet new people. It's always quite interesting getting to know people from all walks of life. So never think we'll be ill-matched.
She's just really
I don't
wanting to
think-
reassure anybody. If you think that you might want to email me, just go ahead and do it, because I'll probably get along with you. I meet
wait,
so
there's
few
more.
people in prison.
Oh wait, there's more. I'm not judgmental. I have a passion for anime, manga, cosplay, cosmetology, literature, gaming, and enjoying those I love from prison. She doesn't say the from prison part, but I'm going to continue to add it. Because your children are visiting you in prison.
Did she even mention her children in that?
No, she doesn't. But we're not finished.
Who's
I
got
enjoyed
her
the
children,
outdoors.
by the way? Did they say who has had custody, who was taking care of all the five of them?
I think probably her mom or Ernie's mom or someone. It seems like the families weren't bad people, so I'm sure they're taking care of the children.
Now we're designing her party look.
Anyway, she enjoys, where was I? I enjoy the outdoors and nearly every animal, cats being the best. Obviously, LOL.
Oh, how funny. LOL. Obviously, cats are the best. Of course, she's in prison, so probably less animal interaction and outdoor time than she might like. This is a cute party dress, I think, maybe. And it goes with her
But-
theme of red.
She enjoys the outdoors and she enjoys cats from prison.
There are some prison programs that have cats involved, but I think they're mainly for, like, death row inmates.
Yes. Anyway, she's a bit of a nerd. I'm a bit of a nerd, but I'm fun.
She's a
I'm
fun
trying to learn
nerd.
Spanish, and I'm nearly fluent in American Sign Language. Because they're gonna write that way. I enjoy long conversations. I'm a bit of a talker. Lol. The greatest gift anyone could ever give me will always be a book. I absolutely love to read. I work hard so I can play harder. Write me so we can play together. You won't be disappointed.
Right, so we can play together. Well, that's in the metaphorical sense, of course, because I won't be out before I die.
Because I'm in prison for the next 1,000 years. No,
I mean, I know that people know this that because they're on this website, so they're not, like, unaware that she's in prison. But still,
No, we're not.
all of this,
But-
I love the outdoors during my 1 hour of outdoor access.
Yeah, there's very clear, Anyway, she deeply wants people to talk to her in prison, please. Um,
I can understand being lonely, and I guess, he's. Did they ever find the body?
yeah, they found the body.
I think you just glossed over that.
Well, he led them. I said he led them to the body.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're right. You're right. Never mind. It just wasn't a
But
dramatic
yeah,
search because he was
he
so
is,
helpful, so I feel like we were missing something.
she is 4'10". Her earliest release date is 2040.
Okay, so she could. Well, how old will she be then?
She was born in 1989.
Never mind. That's too much math for me.
But her maximum release date is 2164.
That's a while from now.
And she can only receive emails, but she cannot respond to the emails. So you have to leave your mailing address so she can send you mail.
That's odd. Is that just a normal prison thing? Is that something?
I think that's fairly typical, but I don't know.
I thought they did.
Also, in prison, she does reading classes in church.
Well, that's good that she's got hobbies.
But yeah, okay, the ages are 18 to 23, 24 to 26, 27 to 29, 30 to 32, 33 to 35, 36 to 38, 39 to 41, 42 to 44, 45 to 47, 48 to 50, and 51 plus. However, my favorite link on here is I can list a lady.
What does that mean?
I think that means I can like put someone in. I can also look at the newest ladies.
I like that they're referring to them as the newest ladies.
Yeah, the website's called jailbabes.com.
I think that's lovely.
I can also search if I have a specific prisoner I'm looking for. This is one of the first things that comes up when you look up Samantha Walford, and I thought I have to click on the website called jailbabes.com. It is, I'm cursed to.
You just feel compelled to.
I feel compelled, and I did, and I didn't enjoy it, but now I know this exists. But yeah, their slogan, as I told you, is "Women in Prison Seeking Pen Pals," and they have this lovely logo of a heart behind bars.
Oh, how romantic! There's her party look. Swimwear. Full body.
I have a lot of questions.
I think that her story brings up a lot of questions, specifically motives. Some motives are very clear. They're not right necessarily, but they're very clear. And hers is less than clear.
I agree with most people that it really seems like she probably did it because she's,
delusional.
She wants to be famous on YouTube. But
can she make YouTube videos from jail? Is that something she's allowed to do?
No, she cannot.
Oh, how sad.
But I just don't get why this is the way to do it. But she also claimed that her house got burned down on YouTube, which I don't think happened.
So maybe it was just that didn't work. I'll try the next thing, amp it up from here.
The next thing is murder.
Yeah.
She says you go from my house being burned down to murder. But remember, as I said at the beginning of this, one of her big quotes is, "If I was going to kill someone, it wouldn't be a child."
Yeah, what does that mean? Because I'm still lost on how that relates at all.
Well, that's something she said in one of her YouTube videos.
But why?
Well, if she was going to murder someone, it wouldn't be a child.
That's incredibly vague and not helpful.
That's her morals. He has a moral that the children couldn't witness the murder. Her morals are, I won't murder a child.
I would like to know what YouTube video prompted that statement. What we say some weird things on here, but like you can, if you listen to the full thing, you can understand how we got there and why we said it.
Well, everyone's gonna do the clip thing, and it's just gonna be us saying if I was gonna murder someone, it wouldn't be a child.
Oh, that's true. I wonder what, how'd she get to that statement? Oh, she could have all kinds of facial piercings.
Is that what she needs?
I don't know. I feel like she might have a nose piercing when she goes to the beach. Do you think she's got a nose piercing?
Only when she goes to the beach.
She only puts it in then. I don't know how hard they are to take out. I do not have a nose piercing. I do not like...
They're not hard to take out, but it's kind of like ear piercings. They'll eventually, you have to have it in for a long enough period of time.
She goes swimming that often, so it's
Okay.
fine. And I think that's a lovely pair of sunglasses. Let's see. She probably also wears a necklace when she swims.
Of course she does. I like that she has a very vague outline of abs.
I just thought she was sort of athletic, but not, very athletic. Because, she needs to take care of her body, but she doesn't want to make the men she's, trying to date feel less than by being too athletic.
I feel uncomfortable.
Because probably the men she dates are very insecure in their masculinity.
I don't know if that's the problem.
Now, these are two outfits I don't remember ever using in any of my gameplay. Perhaps that means I'm playing wrong. But we shall go ahead and make her hot weather and her cold weather outfits. I just don't ever remember. I don't know if it's because they have it programmed in, because I know there's a weather pack. So I don't know if they have it programmed in just in case you have that. I don't have that. Or if it's something I just don't notice. But I've never actually used them. It's just, overall, it's just kind of a sad story, because she didn't end up getting what she wanted. The guy ends up dead. All these 5 kids are now, being shuffled around to some other household. Regardless of if it's maybe better than the household they were in before. Because there's less bickering and stuff. But it's just a sad, sad story, kind of, overall. I mean, don't you think?
It really is. But you gotta wonder, what the heck happened with her?
Well, and at what point did she decide murder was the way to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would like to know, because obviously there's some, he said, she said, of, how the murder got brought about. I would like to know, is it accurate that it started and it wasn't her idea,
Mm-hmm.
That it really was the, I don't think you should be treated that way, let me take care of him for you kind of thing. Or did it start because she heard that this guy was maybe willing to do these things?
I've always had the question of, like, how do you just bring up murder to someone unless, like, you know they're a known murderer? Like, how do you just, like, you're sitting there at your friend Charles' C-section, and you're like, hey, would you murder someone for me? Like, how does that come up in casual conversation?
I mean, apparently it comes up pretty often, because there's all, is this a cat bracelet? I can't tell. It is a cat bracelet. I don't think she's that into cat. I mean, clearly people bring it up a lot. So I feel like it must be pretty casual. You just, you say it, and then they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I hadn't considered that.
Because, like, if you came up to me, I think a better example. If I was wandering around my college campus and someone came up to me and said, how do you feel about murder? I think I would go, why are you asking me? And then when they said, I'm thinking about murdering my husband, would you like to join? I think I would have many questions. And I think most of them would not be, yeah, sure. What method are we choosing?
But maybe more people are open to it than us. We're just, we're really stuck in our ways and traditional.
About murder?
About murder, yes. I don't know, maybe it's just something that you don't ask. People are really good at reading people, and they don't ask unless they're positive that the guy's going to say yes.
I just can't imagine feeling so confident in my ability to know someone that they'll be okay with me asking them to murder someone.
See, I feel like maybe if you're planning it, you're already in those circles or something like that.
You think you don't plan murder unless you're in those circles?
Maybe you get your way into those circles as you're planning the murder. That's what I'm thinking. Because, I mean, otherwise, wouldn't you think there'd be a lot of people coming and being like, I was, a casual acquaintance with this person when they offered to let me in on their plot to murder. And that frightened me. Okay.
I don't know. I feel like maybe they're like, I can't tell anyone. What if they don't actually go through with it?
I think we've got all of her outfits down. So now we're going through and doing some of this part. Obviously, we're going to go with a female. We get to do some different voices. I don't know if we can hear these, so.
One Jeannie LeRae.
If you can hear them, that's the sweet one.
Zucchini and a foot.
Melodic.
And a crab kid off.
This one is Lilsid, Clear. I feel like these are a little bit more masculine. So we've got probably these first three options. I'm thinking this melodic. Do you have a preference?
I can't really hear them.
And we're setting her to young adults, which she's set on. These look all good. We get to do her walk. That's kind of a prissy. Oh, here's a snooty walk. I mean, she is supposed to be a snob.
Yes, she
But
is.
this one's feminine. I think that might be, you know, she kind of sways a little bit when she walks. Maybe that's what we're going for.
That's probably what we're going for. She probably practices.
Practices her feminine walk.
Yes.
I know I need to set her lifespan. I don't know if I know how to do that. Do you want to look in how to make sure the lifespan's correct? It may be up here in game options, I think, and then gameplay, maybe. And then we want her lifespan set to, is it just normal?
Yes.
Okay, so it's on normal. So we don't have any changes. So apply the non-existent changes. And go back. Okay, here we go. Okay, I think that's it for that part. We need a name. Do we have ideas on a name? Any ideas?
Not really.
Does the comments have any suggestions or ideas? I wonder, like the last name probably we can do random unless somebody has one. I wonder if there's something that like in a different language or has a root meaning that's like femme fatale or like woman who desires to murder her husbands and get rich. Any suggestions on that? On what we could look up? Rose?
So do I. What are the most infamous Black Widow murderers?
That's what you're Googling?
That's what I found. Do you want me to give you a name?
Sure. Maybe we can kind of take a spin off that.
Kelly Cochran.
She's one of the most famous?
Amy Archer Gillian.
I mean, I guess I don't know if we should name them after these people. I don't know who these people are.
I can tell you their stories. Would you like me to?
Sure. Let's do the... Who's the first one? Kelly Cochran. What's her...
Catherine Knight.
Okay, I feel like I've heard about her.
I can read you hers. A long history of violence towards men in her life, all ramping up to the shockingly brutal murder of her boyfriend. She's Australian. She married her first husband, David Kellett, who she allegedly tried to strangle. Then, while pregnant with her daughter, torched his clothing and hit him on the head with the frying pan. Eventually left her, so she took up another man, David Saunders.
I wonder why he left her. What'd you say?
Didn't leave. She murdered his puppy in front of him as a warning. But he didn't leave until she stabbed him in the stomach with a pair of scissors.
I'm sorry, I have a problem. I think we talked about this at some point. The murdering animals makes me more upset than the murdering humans, which is maybe something I need to look into within myself. But there's something about it that just is more upsetting, I think, than the human murder.
In October of 2001, she brutally stabbed her new live-in boyfriend, John Price, 37 times while he tried to escape. She then skinned him, hung his skin on a meat hook, chopped him up, and cooked his body parts.
Okay, yeah, I think I have heard of her, and she's got more going on with her than just being a Black Widow. There's a lot to unpack with that.
He then set the table with his children's names on place cards. He'd been concerned that something like this would happen, and had told his friends that if he didn't show up for work the next day, she'd killed him. They called the police when he wasn't on the job the next day.
Why didn't they call the police before he...
Searched her home.
I mean...
Found his head in a pot boiling away on the stove with some vegetables.
Why didn't they call the police before this? Like, you know...
I don't know.
What about, this is kind of an old-timey name, I feel like, and I hope I'm spelling it right, but what about Edith, which I believe is spelled Edith. Does that sound right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It says it means prosperous in war, which is kind of what love is, all's fair in love and war and that kind of thing. How do we feel about Edith?
This woman's murdered multiple people. If you want to hear about her, I've just started reading about murdering women.
What do you think about Edith?
I think Edith is fine.
Is that spelled Edith?
I think that's right.
And then last name. Let's just randomize the last name. We've got Waldron. Or Waldron. That's not Edith Waldron. If I'm reading it right, I have dyslexia, as we say every time. To justify. And I know it's not showing, I don't have it perfectly lined up because, like we said, it's a new game. Next time I'll try to get it where you can see it. But does that look okay? Rose?
Well, I can't.
Oh, that's
so
true. I will text you a picture to make sure that we have it spelled correctly. And then I think we are ready to choose a house. You have the rules. Do you want to, does it say anything about choosing a house, first of all? I don't think it does. I think we just have to start off with, like, the baseline amount of money. Okay. So if the name looks good, then I think we're good to go and look for a house. Does the name look good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So hit play. Oh, we get to choose a photo. Let's see. Let's find a good one. I feel like that's a good one. Okay. So there's a couple different locations we could live. It doesn't say anything to my knowledge about where you can live and where you can't live.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see where we can, like I said, I've got a couple expansions. So I've got the University one, Strangeville one, and the Pet one. But these are all of our base locations. I don't feel like the University, Pet, or Strangeville are good places for her to live anyway. And this is the one, the Newcrest is the one that's basically blank. So you probably don't want to live there. So what are you feeling? Willow Creek or Oasis Springs? I always get upset that Oasis Springs is this little dinosaur animation because there are, in fact, no dinosaurs.
What do you think? I don't want to do that one. Do the other one.
Okay, Willow Creek.
That's upsetting.
I don't know if it's saying that, there were dinosaurs at one point or what it is. So we've got $20,000. Obviously, there's not a lot we can afford with that. Let's see if there's anything. We can afford some vacant lots.
A fully furnished home.
Can we afford one? I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So far, it's looking like no. Okay, wait, no.
Can we afford any home?
Here are some homes we can afford, because I'm not good at building one. And I feel like they should add an animation or some kind of feature that you can go through and, like, tour the homes, They could even add in a real estate character. Because we're just going to have to guess at what these look like. So we've got the Crick Cabana, Steamlet Single, and Daisy Hovlet. I don't know. Like I said, not good at grading. All of them are, let's see. One's a 2-bedroom. Hovel. Okay. This one's a 2-bedroom. It's the only one's a 2-bedroom. They're all 1 bathroom, I think. Yeah. And it's actually...
It's cheaper.
Do the 2-bedroom? But it's kind of strangely shaped.
They're all strangely shaped.
This one's got a porch.
Is a porch an important aspect?
I don't know. Maybe she could, meet her suitors on the porch. I just feel like this one's just all straight. But which one? You decide. You think the 2-bedroom?
I was saying go with the cheapest one.
Okay. Let's go with the 2-bedroom. Unless anybody has anything to say. But we shall, I guess, move here.
Yes. Is it fully furnished?
We can buy it furnished.
Buy it furnished.
And this is what it looks like kind of up close. It's got a little bit of a porch, kind of a strange long one. I think part of what there was some debate on the rules, and we've got the rules. We can post them somewhere if somebody has a good idea of where to post them or what, how to make that easily visible to you guys. But it's not like an official challenge. Obviously, they don't have official challenges. So it's just kind of based on what compilations of what we've seen different people. And we wanted to give credit, but I can't really find at least I couldn't, and if you guys know, we'd be happy to give credit to it. I couldn't find who, the original author was, because there's so many different versions, and there's another one that's called something similar to Black Widow that's very similar. So we kind of made a combination of our own rules. Do you want to kind of read off the baseline rules that we're going to go off of, Rose?
I can, yeah.
And then there's also kind of basically some steps, but essentially the main goal is that to win, to complete the challenge, and then there's points associated with it that we'll figure out at the end and kind of tell us where we, how well we did. But the main goal is to kill 10 husbands, essentially.
Right. You can have as many love interests at the same time as you want. You can have kids if you want. You don't have to.
The kids earns you more points.
You must earn all your money from the men.
Yeah.
You can only marry the men. You can't leave the law when you're killing the guy. You can't repair items, only replacements. You must max out the cooking skill, and you must max out the charisma skill.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and save just to make sure we have this saved. Okay. And let's take a look real quick.
Once we get into our house, we should probably go ahead and in for now.
Well, I was gonna have us. We've got a couple minutes before we normally end. Let's look at the house at least and kind of see what we got. So we've got a little porch, nothing on it. Kind of a basic looking kitchen in green, which I don't think is her favorite color, and a double bed and a single bed. Maybe we can, and I'm not sure. Can you sell stuff? I don't know if that's against the rules. I feel like you should be able to.
Leave it like that. That way, maybe we could have our other suitor when we're killing the other guy live in there.
That's true. Because the steps were that you basically do each time once you set up your sim, is you build a relationship, you get married, have the ceremony, then you have a dinner party, and you need to earn a silver or above. I don't know if we're gonna move in with them. Did it say if you have to move in with them or not?
It didn't say.
Probably if they're rich, if we can actually find a rich man, we shall move in with him because, we've got this. Our stove, I was going to see what level it was, but I can't quite tell. I'm guessing it's not a high end because we do need to work on our cooking skill and our charisma skill. Don't 100% remember how to do the charisma skill, but I know the cooking we need to do there. Have the wonderful dinner party and earn our silver. This is to prove to everyone how our marriage is wonderful and great, and we are the perfect wife. And then we need to just work on our relationship. Then we find a new romantic interest and have them move in. So move into the house that's probably going to be the rich husband's, which is maybe offensive. We live right next to the lake, which I don't know if that's good. It seems kind of like a man-made lake, so maybe or a waterway. Maybe that's kind of the trashier part of town.
The lakeside view.
These are the other houses we could have. This one's kind of nice looking. It'd be nice if you could, like I said, tour them beforehand. Have the new interest move in. Have your current husband catch you cheating with them. While, being romantic. And then kill off the husband, marry the new guy, and you're supposed to inscribe the tombstone with "died by Black Widow," and then you just repeat this again. The rules are basically just, no cheating, get the cooking skill and charisma skill maxed out, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
She already has aspirations to kiss someone and to, be a snob, basically. To critique someone. But I think, like she said, maybe that's where we'll end for today. I don't know how everyone felt about the comments on this are a little bit quieter, so I don't know if that's just because the nature of the game or what it is. There's been less dramatic, so there's probably less to comment on. I don't know how everyone felt about this. We're going to try and do this on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then tomorrow, assuming things go correctly with how I think they will tonight, and the thing I ordered gets in tonight, we should be able to play Pokemon Snap. That's what I have down. If not, we'll probably do The Sims again, or Minecraft. We'll take, me and Rose will take a vote. If you have a vote on if it goes wrong, which you'd prefer to see, we'd love to hear that. But it should be Pokemon Snap, which I've never played before, so it'll be another kind of new experience. And then we'll be getting into the groove of it, and everything should be running a little bit smoother because we'll have good ideas. Is there anything I'm forgetting to do for just basic setup? Because this means that on Thursday, I think we should start being able to find our first suitor and get involved, as well as maybe working on our cooking skill and figuring out our charisma skill, because I probably need to look into that. Is there anything else you can think of that we're forgetting as far as just basic setup?
No, not that I can think of.
I think she looks good, and I think her outfits are good, and hopefully we will be able to find ourselves a man that will support us, and then we can murder. We're really just preparing for our future relationships with this, testing out what will work. I was talking to Rose about that. I thought a really fun game, we're not obviously capable of designing it, but a fun game that people could play, there's detective games and stuff like that, would be like trying to commit a crime and then have like an in-game mechanism for a detective or something, like a CPU that like is trying to catch you, and you had to make sure that you like didn't leave fingerprints and use like rubbing alcohol or whatever it is that you use to get up blood and that kind of stuff. I think that'd be a fun in-game mechanism to work with, either in The Sims or in something else. But I think that would be it for today. So I'll go ahead and start our end stream. Do you want to see us live? Come join us on Twitch.
Thanks for watching.